This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
So I have a story about the trip that we had, that we took to...
No, I didn't know where you're going with this.
Right, yeah, this podcast.
Okay, so...
You can do this when we do the Harry Potter movies.
Right. We all went to Universal Studios, and while we were waiting... In Hogwarts, yeah.
My favorite thing in the world.
While we were waiting in line, and Justin leans against the wall that they have there, and accidentally pulls the fire alarm.
And like finally it goes off and everybody starts clapping.
Chris.
Remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about Justin pulling the fire alarm? I was kidding. Are you going to tell a story about you pulling the fire alarm? I didn't see in this movie any fire alarms in Hogwarts.
I mean, I didn't either.
And Justin. The episode starts now.
Hello everybody, welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everybody's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. So how's everybody's week? How are y'all doing?
I did have a good week.
Yeah.
Well, nothing really happened. I didn't get bit,
That's
which is good.
Is he healing
That's
okay?
a plus.
Is he healing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I can still see the teeth marks, but
Yeah. I had a nice week where my boss said that he was transferring to another project and gave me all of his work to do, but I don't get a promotion. I just got to do his work, so that's exciting.
Welcome to my life.
that really sucks.
Yeah, it's going to be great. What about you, Justin?
Nothing.
Okay. Justin, what did we watch this week?
So this week we are on year 2 of Harry Potter.
Yes.
So last time we watched the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone for
last
you
season.
Brits.
Yeah.
And this season we're doing year 2 Chamber of Secrets.
Or the Dungeon of Secrets. If we're
No,
for the British.
Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, okay. All right.
So this is not everybody's favorite, but no one hates it, I think. I don't think there's a book people like really, really, really hate or a movie that they really hate. Mm-hmm. But this definitely is not in anybody's top 3. And I was watching it. I don't think that's necessarily fair in some places. Okay, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
I don't think it was as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
At least in terms of a Harry Potter movie.
Gotcha. John, what about you? What about you with your childhood in Harry Potter? And this one.
Again, I didn't really watch Harry Potter movies when I was little, so...
What a loser.
Well,
I
magic.
know. Whatever.
He was also here, boo foo, whatever he said. Okay.
I love that show. I loved it so much.
We'll watch it sometime.
I say, I really like this movie after I saw it, like, after my childhood. So I saw it when I was in high school, and I loved it. I thought it was one of the better ones at the time, because when we were in high school, there was like 4 that were out, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
And
4 or 5.
Yeah. I think Goblet of Fire just came out. So Goblet of Fire was my favorite, and I wanted to say this was my second because I really liked the intro of one of my favorite characters in the whole Harry Potter series.
I guess we'll get into that. Who that is?
I feel like I know
Dobby.
Dobby.
Oh,
Dobby's-
Dobby?
Dobby's my favorite.
Gilderoy Lockhart?
I was thinking Lockhart.
Lockhart's pretty good.
I like Lockhart. Anyways, Chris, so what is your memories of this?
It used to be my least favorite book and movie.
Not worst, just least favorite, right?
Least favorite. Yeah, it's not bad for sure.
Yeah.
It used to be.
I want to make this very clear because I think as we're dissecting this, people are going to think maybe we hate it.
You're right. No,
we don't.
Yeah.
We have to kind of put this in context of the other Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, but that definitely changed. It's definitely. I think it's not my second least favorite. My least favorite became Order of the Phoenix, and then my least favorite movie actually and this is gonna I think this is kind of surprising for most people, is Prisoner of Azkaban. But we can talk about that. I know we can talk about that next week or next time we watch them as to why.
That is a little surprising.
I know there's just something I don't like about it, and I didn't realize it till later. But we'll get there. We'll get there next time. But anyways, so it was never one of my favorites. I like it in the order. I like how they introduce elements in this that take place later on in the series.
There's a lot,
and it's very cool.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, for sure. But no, it's just one of the movies. You know, it was never nothing I got excited about, but it was what it is.
It was a solid Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
Did you see it when it came out?
I did. Yeah, I saw all of them when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, so, I saw it when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely my least favorite. At least now, I don't know about that. I think as I go through the other movies again, I might change my mind. I might make a comprehensive list at the end of 8. Because I think we'll watch all 8. We'll get to it at some point.
Sure, we can. I mean,
I think so.
They all even if the movies didn't take place when we were little, the books did. You know what I mean? And so I think we can watch all these and still get away with it.
I think so.
Yeah.
But this was the last movie and last book where the I don't want to say the stakes weren't high, but it was definitely a little more lighthearted. It's getting a lot darker. You're starting to see the dark elements kind of creep in now.
Compared to the first one, it's definitely not as it's definitely a lot darker, and it gets worse as they go.
Yes, we're starting to really see, because as a lot of people kind of figure, Rowling gets more mature as she writes, and as they make more of these movies,
because their audience grows and everything.
Yeah, the stories get a lot more mature.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Ready for some fun facts?
Yeah, let's do some fun facts.
Here we go. All right. Fun facts, chamber of secrets. Time for the fun facts.
I meant to add something in there while you did that.
Oh, you want to do it
Yeah,
again?
do it again.
Okay. Fun facts, chamber of secrets.
That's a fire alarm, by the way.
Oh my god.
We're back! For those of you guys who don't know, sorry,
Let's tell this story
Let's tell the
again.
story.
Okay, so me, Chris,
No,
and
shut up.
Justin
I'm
all
moving
went
this along.
on vacation
All right, so
to
fun facts time.
to Universal Studios.
No.
Let's get back to it.
Just put a fucking link to the old.
Justin pulled a fire alarm in Hogwarts.
Just put a fucking link to the actual story in the old episode.
I would like to say that was one of my favorite fun fact themes. It was really good. Good job, Justin.
Don't suck up to me.
Okay.
So
It was my favorite because there's a fire alarm in it.
at the time, it made 88 million opening weekend, third biggest opening of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Dang.
At the time, as
at
we
the
know,
time.
it's getting more and more.
Gotcha.
Right.
It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You
What
could
was
have
at the time? What were the two over this? The other Harry Potter
Spider-Man
movie?
and somebody else. I can't remember off the top of my head.
This came out in 2002.
Yes.
The same year as Spider-Man. But
Yes.
after Spider-Man. Yeah.
Traditionally, most of the Harry Potter movies came out in October,
For
November.
Christmas time, yeah.
Gotcha.
So this is Daniel Radcliffe, who plays Harry Potter, if you didn't know. This is his favorite book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I can see
That's
why.
cool.
It might be his favorite book.
Especially
Yeah.
for the Harry character.
Is it the favorite movie that he acted in?
No, he
Too?
just says it's his favorite book.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but you can immediately tell that how much older they are because all their voices just
All of them dropped.
yeah. This change is hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Harry and Ron's voice are so like kind of squeaky, and now they're kind of back to like, oh, now they sound like you are thinking of them.
They all look pretty close to the same, but they definitely have the voice drop.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
It is.
So Richard Harris, who plays Dumbledore, if y'all didn't know,
Dead man walking.
dear
I
lord,
told Chris this. I go, he was dying like while we were watching him.
It's kind of eerie, isn't it? This is his last movie.
So he was in the hospital a few weeks after filming, and then he died a few weeks before the movie was released.
Oh my
man.
god.
So
And-
sad.
So he was literally dying
And he was telling them
on set.
well, here's the thing: he didn't know he was going to die. Like it wasn't terminal.
Okay.
So he was like, no, I'm going to be back. He wanted, like, he loved the role. He wanted to be Dumbledore.
He would have been great later on.
Because he said he talked to Columbus, and he was like, no, don't recast me. I'm going to be out of here.
Yeah.
You know, and they were really, really, he was really, really adamant about coming back. He loved
Damn
the
old
role.
age.
I know.
So, and then Michael Gambon took over after that.
Ugh.
There's
Oh my goodness.
So many people have a very strong opinions about
there
him.
is. It's a personal opinion. It's fine.
Yeah.
We start off with the Dursleys.
Yep.
So there's a big he's got a big client coming in,
Yep.
and he's telling Harry, don't screw around up there. Oh, before I start, I'm not going to reference the books as much this time.
That's probably a good idea. I
So
won't either.
I'm going to make a couple of different references,
Yeah.
but it's more of just to say why they cut certain things out.
Yeah.
So they send Harry upstairs, and he meets apparently John's favorite character,
Dobby.
Dobby, he's great.
You
All right,
don't-
is
he's
he
not a good character to you?
No, he's fine as a character. I have nothing wrong with that, but
God,
that's
I love
a
Dobby.
weird character to latch on to, in my opinion.
He sacrifices
about you?
himself.
That's way later.
I mean, he's not my favorite.
No, but like, is he one of your favorite? No,
Not really.
He's likable.
I love him.
He's
I
he's
love
a
Dobby.
he's a guy.
The CGI holds up, that's for sure.
It was definitely really good CGI.
Yeah.
I think he had such an important role in this series.
No, there's nothing wrong with him as a character.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird to like him that much
Yeah.
as your favorite.
I don't know. Who's your favorite?
Serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it because of the actor, or is it just because of the character?
No, it's because of the character. We all know Justin's favorite character is Snape. He loves
No.
Snape. So what a hero.
Anyways,
Last time just went on a long Snape rant, but Snape rant, and it was really good.
so Dobby warns Harry.
Yeah.
Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
That's right.
And he's like, no, I love it there. It's my family. And Dobby's like, no, you're gonna
That's
die.
how he said it.
Well, Dobby's not having any of that. No, so he goes downstairs. I guess that's like a pudding cake.
Yeah.
And he says, you better not go. He's like, I'm going. And Dobby snaps, and the cake falls on, I guess, the miner's wife or whatever.
Yeah.
This does have a lack of Dursleys, which kind of sucks. Because even though they're really sucky, they're kind of funny
Yeah.
in their
Just
thoughts.
to make fun of.
Yeah, they're funny. And so he's like, I'm sorry. It's my nephew. He's a very disturbed boy.
Yeah. And then they lock him in the apartment, and
Yes,
then
so they bar him upstairs.
yeah, and then Ron comes with a flying car.
Ron and his brothers, Fred
Yep,
and George.
and they bring him to his house.
They escape.
They escaped.
This is one of my favorite parts of the
the
story
Weasley house.
because, like we said, we start building the world in this.
Sure.
Like you see a little bit of the Wizarding world, but it's mostly at Hogwarts. Now you're seeing how a Wizarding family lives,
And it's great.
It's so cool to see Harry walk around and be amazed by the simple stuff that the other wizards are like, dude.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. He's like in awe about it, and
I think
Ron's
it's
like
brilliant.
Ron's like it's not a big house, and he's like all like complaining about it. You know what I mean? And it's just really interesting. And then they go to Diagon Alley or
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
How do you get
Oh
that
wait,
wrong?
hold on.
Okay,
Sorry, I wanted to talk about Mr. and Mrs. Weasley
Okay, sure.
because
It's
they're
the first time they get flushed out.
perfect renditions of
Sure.
their characters.
I like Mr. Weasley a lot.
Mr. Weasley's awesome because
No, he's really
he
cool.
comes home and Mrs. Weasley's pissed.
Yeah.
They took the car and he's like, "Oh, Harry, you're here. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome." And she's like, "Your sons stole the car." He's like, "Oh, really? How'd it go?"
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, that was very wrong of you."
yeah. It's pretty good.
That's how I'm gonna be as a dad.
Yeah, I love how he's also fascinated with Muggles. I think that makes it.
Yeah,
really
he's
funny.
like,
Now, Harry, you must know all about muggles. Tell me, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck?
Yeah, it's good.
That's a good line.
Yeah. Then they go to.
They go to Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
And they meet two of like the main characters, I guess, in this. I know that they meet. What's Malfoy's father's name?
Lucius.
Lucius.
Yeah.
So
Before
they
that-
meet Lucius.
Hold
and
on, I
then
gotta
they
rant.
meet the guy that writes the books. What's his name?
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Before that, I have a bit of a rant.
Okay.
I have a bit of
Oh,
a
no.
something wrong.
All right.
So
So
when
just
he-
his famous rant. We need to have it.
When Hermione comes over to Harry,
We need to have
what
a
does she
theme for
do
his
to his
rants.
glasses?
She fixes them.
With what?
Reparo.
Magic.
Yes.
You're not supposed to do magic outside of school.
Oh, that's a good point.
That they completely disregard that rule.
Oh, she should have got arrested.
in the third, because in the
Send to
third,
Azkaban.
She could ask him.
in the third book, Harry thinks he's going
Yeah.
to Azkaban or getting expelled because he did magic outside of school. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to.
But-
So it kind of messes up the whole impact.
But isn't it? Is it? Oh, it's underage magic. It's not
Yes.
doing magic in front of Muggles.
It's underage magic.
Okay.
She cannot. You cannot do magic outside
Got her.
of school.
Lock her up.
Yep.
Lock her up.
All right. So anyway,
Lock her up.
yeah, we meet Lockhart first.
Yeah.
who is Kenneth Branagh. I don't know how you say his last name. Branagh. I don't know. He's perfect.
We'll go Branagh.
But nah.
He's perfect.
I disagree. He's my least favorite casting.
You don't like him?
He's old. They have
He's
all these
supposed to be like a youngster.
well, they have all these young people. It's supposed to be like a young Brad Pitt. Like having 12-year-olds like drool over him is weird because he's old.
Oh, he's pretty handsome.
Mrs. Weasley
He's a handsome guy.
drew over him.
It makes sense for Mrs. Weasley because he's like close to his age, but for like 12-year-olds, he's too old.
I get it. I understand what you're saying, but he's still pretty handsome.
I mean, he's a really good actor.
He plays the character great.
Yeah,
I can see why you might have issues with his looks.
Yeah.
Do you want to know who could have played him?
Yes, I do.
All right, Hugh Grant.
Okay, that'd be good. That would work better, I think.
I don't know. Well, he was actually casted.
I think it probably would have been like close to the same character that he had in The Greatest Showman.
That's not Hugh Grant. That's Hugh Jackman.
That's Hugh Jackman. He's Australian.
Who's Hugh Grant? Who's Hugh Grant?
Not British.
The guy from Love Actually.
He does all like the chick flicks.
He's the prince or the king or whatever.
He's House.
He's
Oh.
no, it's Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
Apparently no
Oh my
one knows.
God.
I'm getting my Hughes mixed up. Okay.
All right. It was pretty good. It was pretty good casting for him because for Gilderoy Lockhart because he's a Playboy guy, right?
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner.
I hate you.
That's all I use. Okay.
Lucius Malfoy's pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, so
The
good.
The description of him is he actually doesn't have long hair in the books, but
It was a good add-on though.
Yeah.
Jason Isaacs actually came up with that to slick his hair back,
Uh-huh.
to like Draco, because he thought, wouldn't my kid want to be exactly like me?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, I'll slick my hair back too." And the cane with the wand in it,
Yeah.
that was never in the books either.
Awesome.
He
But
just
it's
said, "I
cool.
think that'd be something cool he would do."
It'd be a rich guy move in the Wizarding world.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Jason
Oh,
Isaacs, he's got some pretty good chops.
I have a fun
there.
fact to him about him at the end. I don't know if you know it.
He's a pretty good asshole.
Oh, he's great.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is, I really like the scene when he's talking to the Weasleys, and he's like saying like, "Oh, like you got like handy down stuff," and then he goes to
Just
the
like
dad.
from the first movie.
Yeah, and then he goes to the dad, and then like he like starts telling off the dad, but the dad does like such a dad thing to do, like he's just going to
Shake it off in front of the kids.
shake it off
Yeah.
in front of the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
because
thought
in
it
the books
a really
he
good
was
scene.
fuming.
Yeah.
like they actually got into
Well,
a
he
fight.
looked-
Yeah, he like
He
fist
looked
fight him.
mad.
Yeah, he like fist fight him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they actually fight physically in the book.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I like it better though this way. And then but I don't like how you see Lucius put the book in her pail. I think
Yeah.
he gave way too much away for the later on.
Yeah, but
Do you recognize that?
Yeah, you kind of have. They kind of do it just to kind of
They do it in every movie. They kind of give away something.
which
like,
is fine.
Yeah.
It's no big deal for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does kind of suck. But if you're watching these movies when you're a kid, you know what's gonna happen.
Sure.
You're like, oh look, he's putting it in there.
Well, sure. Even if
mean-
you don't know, you wouldn't really get it.
No, you
until-
wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it when I first watched
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I just thought it was just like a weird cinematography type of thing.
All right, so next part, they're at platform 9 3/4. They can't get on. They're
Right.
actually blocked. They hit the wall. They can't go
So
through.
they decide to take the car,
Yep. So they take
Yeah,
the
they take the
flying
car.
car.
which is ridiculous that they take off in it without turning it invisible.
Yeah.
Because they don't decide to do it in invisible until they're
They're not
above
very
the clouds.
smart.
Yeah.
So they fly. They get to Hogwarts.
Yep.
They hit the Whomping Willow,
Yep.
which breaks Ron's wand.
Yeah. Which has a really big part
It
in
has
it.
a big
In the-
impact in the
Lots of big
in
impacts.
the next movie. Yeah.
yeah.
The next book. And then Snape wants to expel him, but Dumbledore's like, nah,
Nah, dude.
you ain't messing with my children.
And McGonagall.
Yeah. And then we move forward, and you just want to go ahead and start getting into the attacks.
Let's do a couple things real quick. Let's
Okay.
hit on. We saw the mandrakes. That's important for later.
Helped.
No.
It did help.
No, I didn't.
Okay, mandrakes.
We saw
Yeah.
the mandrakes. That's important later. Neville passes out just from seeing them.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, just leave them there."
Yeah.
We see Lockhart's first lesson. He walks out. He's like,
Gilderoy Lockhart, Order of Merlin, 3rd class, honorary member of the Dark Force Defense League, and 5 times winner of Witch Weekly's Most Charming Smile Award.
and he just lets the pixies just fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everywhere.
And they make the three main people, or Harry, Ron,
The
and
trio.
Hermione. pick them up or take care of them. Which
And
is
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
it is pretty funny.
He tries a spell, and they just take the wand from him.
He's great.
I wish they put in book note here.
There we go.
I wish they put in where he
my
actually gave them
gosh.
a quiz over all his books. Like, it wasn't
Oh,
the
yeah.
important parts.
Yeah.
It was all about his clothes or how he looked or what he did.
So I
during-
actually watched the extended version, and it does have that scene.
It does?
Yeah, in the extended version, he's like, can't believe none of you guys got right that I love this color. or
Lilac.
whatever." Lilac, yeah. So
How do I... That's kind of sad I knew that,
it is
to be honest.
creepy.
Okay.
Just has a big poster of Lockhart in his room.
He actually has all the books.
Justin has a fan tattoo of Lockhart on his lower calf.
So we can get into the first attack.
Okay.
So right now, they're at intention. Ron's actually cleaning trophies
That's right.
during this part. They don't see it.
Maybe it comes in later. Maybe it comes into play later.
Maybe.
Maybe it doesn't,
Maybe.
but it does. Okay, good.
Anyways, so Harry is helping Lockhart with his fan mail.
Yes, of course.
And he's throwing out... He doesn't say these lines during it. He says it at random times in the books. But he's like, celebrity is as celebrity does.
Right.
Fame is a fickle friend. I'm
Right.
like, what does that even fucking mean? You know?
Yeah,
Like, that means nothing.
yeah.
He's just trying to throw out that he's famous.
Yeah.
And so he hears,
Yes.
you know, and
In
Harry's
the
like,
walls.
yeah, Harry's like, what? Like, he didn't know what was going on. Lockhart can't hear it.
Right.
So Lockhart lets him go because he thinks it's just too late.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, like, we're having fun. Whatever.
And he's also a little scared, Lockhart.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
It becomes pretty funny.
Yeah.
Lockhart lets him go.
Yeah.
And he's following the voice along the walls.
Yes.
And he comes to find writing on the wall. And
In blood.
In blood. And
Whose blood?
chicken blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is
so
it
they-
in chicken blood?
Because it's a snake's eat. Spoiler alert.
And they find Mrs. Norris, the cat, petrified.
That's right.
Hanging from the wall.
Yep.
And Filch comes and finds him. And
You.
Harry and Ron... No,
Kill
Harry
me.
and Ron find him first. Harry, Hermione, and Ron find everything.
Can I do my impersonation
Okay.
of Filch?
Okay.
You killed my cat. I'll kill you.
I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
You've murdered my cat. I'll kill you. I'll kill you!
And then apparently everybody comes at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
They hear the commotion.
Yeah. That's right.
They all heard kill, but they just no one ever admitted it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
all right. So the voice of the basilisk is this
Yes.
is this your crazy fun fact?
No.
Okay. So the voice of the basilisk is basilisk. Yeah, basilisk is actually. Oh, spoiler! It's a basilisk.
Yes.
It's not a snake.
Oh, hey,
Sorry.
Chris, by the way. So do you have any, like, crazy game that you're going to play with Justin? Like, if he gives, like, ridiculous fun facts, you're just not
Oh, I
gonna
should have
point?
done it. Oh.
Are we good? Are we not playing the game?
If he doesn't know my fun fact at the end, he gets 0 points.
Okay.
My very specific fun fact. Okay, good.
Anyways, the voice is Jason Isaacs actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
I don't know
so
who
he
this is.
voiced
Lucius.
Oh, okay.
Lucius, yeah. So he voiced the basilisk.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. So
Maybe
it was
he
funny.
is the basilisk.
Oh, twist.
Whoa.
So Gilderoy comes around
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, I knew the exact counter curse."
Yeah, if only I was here.
And Dumbledore gives him like, "Really, bitch?"
Yeah, the
like,
look.
He gives him a funny look.
Yeah.
And they're all blaming. They're about to blame Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Yeah.
And guess who comes to defense? Snape.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. He says,
If I might, Headmaster, perhaps Potter and his friends were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. However, the circumstances are suspicious. I, for one, don't recall seeing Potter at dinner.
Yeah.
And this is the movie where you kind of start. Snape kind of starts. They don't
Seeming
start suspect,
sketchy as shit.
They,
Well,
they-
you
they
don't
don't
really
suspect
know.
him anymore.
yeah, yeah.
He's now just a character, and I'm glad they didn't lean on that because some books will lean on that one character who's supposed to be kind of back and forth. But she
Right.
does a good job of keeping him on the good side for a long time.
yeah.
If you know anything about the books, so yeah, he's still an asshole,
Yeah.
and everything, and he's still out to get him, but he's not evil
Sure.
in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Okay.
I still find him sketchy.
Yeah.
Still
Oh yeah,
find
he's
him
supposed to be sketchy. He's supposed to teeter that line, but you don't you're not supposed to think he's bad,
Right.
Because when he did turn, spoiler, when he did turn, it was a big shock.
It was,
at least for me. I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Like, why?"
Well, especially the way he does it, because he kills
Yeah,
Dumbledore.
yeah. Once again, no, everyone's,
If you've listened to this, you probably see them all.
you know.
You didn't stop at you didn't stop at the second one and being like, yeah, I'm gonna stop here and watch the rest later.
I'm gonna take 7 years to watch it. But McGonagall explains origin of the Chamber of Secrets.
Correct.
So it's kind of the first time we hear history of Hogwarts.
Sure.
So we're doing some more world building. We have Godric Gryffindor, Salazar Slytherin, Helga Hufflepuff, and Renova Ravenclaw. Slytherin didn't want Muggleborns there.
Okay.
He wanted people of only pure blood.
What's a Muggleborn, Justin?
A Muggleborn is a wizard or witch who was born of non-magic parents.
Yep.
So both their parents were Muggles or regular humans. Apparently, the legend was he built a chamber under Hogwarts and put a monster down there, and that the heir of Slytherin, somebody from his bloodline would come and let the monster out and kill all the Muggleborns.
So rude.
So of course they suspect Malfoy
Yeah.
to begin. So they come up with a genius plan of using Polyjuice Potion.
Yes.
Which is a pretty cool little thing that they're doing. So they go to the library and get a book. Now, I wish they put this scene in.
Oh, is it from the book?
Yeah, the way... This would have been great.
Okay, good.
This would have been great. So, you know how you said Hermione? We saw Hermione kind of, infatuated with him?
Yeah.
She likes him too. Well, in the book, she has to get the book from the restricted section.
Yeah.
So, of course, she goes to Lockhart because he'll just do
Sign
anything they want.
Yeah.
And she gave the slip to the librarian, and she didn't want to give it away.
Oh, that's right.
It was his autograph.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I thought that would have been kind of a funny scene to put in.
It would have. Yeah. And then, so they get it, and then they decide they're going to do 3 Slytherin house to try it. Because they all think Malfoy's the heir of Slytherin. Because it make the most sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a pretty good deduction.
Yeah, for sure.
They go out to they're about to go to Quidditch practice.
Yeah.
And they meet the Slytherin
here we
team.
go. Yep.
And they all have Malfoy bought his way onto a team because they got him fancy new brooms.
Yeah.
And Hermione's like, Harry didn't have to buy his way on the team. He has talent.
Yeah.
Sick burn. And so he calls Hermione a mudblood.
Yeah, he does.
Now, I didn't like this scene.
Snap.
I didn't like the scene because the impact wasn't felt.
I didn't like it because they used profanity.
Did you not?
I don't like racial slurs.
That's essentially what it was supposed to mean.
Yeah.
And nobody reacted that much.
No.
None of the Gryffindors.
Because everyone agreed.
I mean, they always kind of were like...
Everyone thinks he is.
Ron just went, "You're gonna pay for it, Malfoy."
And then his wand, which is broken, and he makes himself eat slugs instead of doing that off.
This is one of the only scenes I have an issue with. Because they should have made it a much bigger impact of that word.
Yeah.
And Hermione wouldn't actually have reacted because she actually didn't know the definition until somebody told her later on.
In the book, she didn't.
In the book, she didn't.
I don't remember that.
I didn't want to say in the books.
But it's okay.
Yes.
But that's where it
He was
happens.
trying to avoid it unless you
I'm
said
trying
it
to.
until you said something.
Okay.
But it is important to the scene because I think the impact wasn't felt.
Sure.
That's really the only scene I've had an issue with.
Okay.
Because I wish there was more oomph to it.
They play Quidditch pretty quickly after this, and it looks a lot better this time than it did in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember how it looked the first
It was
time.
a very video gamey, a CGI.
was it?
Yeah,
This was
one
much
a lot
better. So the bludger was bewitched.
Yeah.
It was chasing Harry. There's a big, chase scene. He gets the snitch. Everybody's happy.
Uh-huh.
And then so he breaks his arm because the snitch hits his arm as he trying to catch it. And Lockhart comes over, tries to fix it.
Yeah.
Takes all his
Takes
bones
all
out.
of the bones out of his arm.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really freaky.
It's gross.
Like
when he bends it backwards.
He bends it back,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like flopping.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
The next scene
Every
is...
time I see this scene, I always try to picture myself like, how would it feel if you didn't have any bones? in
Oh,
your
I
arm?
can't imagine.
It'd
It's just
be
numb.
weird.
And, yeah.
Because when he comes over, Lockhart's like, "I can fix it," and Harry's like,
No, not you.
No, not you. He's
Yeah.
like, he's deranged.
Yeah,
He's crazy.
Hi there, Another Man's Nostalgia podcast listener. I want to take just a second to tell you about something you didn't know you were missing. I'm John, and along with Mo.
Hey, everybody.
And George.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
We are Gen X Grown Up. Gen X Grown Up is a website, YouTube channel, and audio podcast by and for Generation Xers, kids of the late 70s and early 80s who may have grown older but have refused to grow up. Every week on our podcast, we cover media, games, tech, toys, comics, games, and pop culture of yesterday and today through the eyes of guys who grew up loving that stuff. And every other week, we do a backtrack where we pick a single nostalgic topic from our youth and dig in deep. You can find us anywhere you listen to your podcasts, or find us right on our website at genxgrownup.com. If you're a Generation Xer or know someone who is, I hope you'll check out Gen X Grown Up.
Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown up.
Hey, I had a question. Okay, so Dumbledore always gives Lockhart like a look, like every time he wants to do something.
Yeah.
Do you think Dumbledore knew that he was just like a fake?
Yeah, I think so.
And if he did, why did he hire him as a teacher? Because it would have
Good
been
question.
Dumbledore.
Maybe he didn't know until he hired him, and he's like, "Oh, this guy."
Probably.
Maybe, I don't know.
And he probably couldn't find like a sub or something.
Yeah.
So he was like, he does kind of let some things slide.
My favorite line is in the hospital room. When Malfoy's on the bed, he's like, "Oh!" and like everybody's like crowding him, and he's like, "I think he's really hurt." And then
Malfoy.
the nurse comes by, he's like, "You're fine, you can leave." And he's like running to Harry. I love that scene.
He is a little bitch.
He is.
He always wants someone to see him as the victim.
Yeah.
I think Tom Felton would have made a great King Joffrey.
Who?
Tom Felton would have made a great King Joffrey, I think.
Yeah, he would have been good.
He's definitely.
I just don't like all the emphasis on the P's he does. It's like, skip Potter. Like every time he does it, it sounds like he's like spitting and like I don't know.
You try to spit at him.
Yeah.
But you loved that, didn't you, Potter? Famous Harry Potter. Can't even go into a bookshop without making the front page.
Leave him alone.
Oh look, Potter. You've got yourself a girlfriend.
Well, good.
Every time, though.
You hate that, right?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I know.
You're supposed to hate Malfoy.
Yeah. So yeah, you find out Dobby was the one that was.
Is he your favorite character now?
He reminds me of that guy that's on Friends that spits on Joey every like in that movie.
Fun fact: that's Gary Oldman, the guy who plays Sirius Black.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Connections. Anyways,
making connections.
Love that scene. Anyways, okay, so
Is that my ass?
I love that. Anyways, we'll get there.
So Dobby is the one who's been doing this to Harry so far.
Yeah.
But then we get another victim, Colin Creevy.
Yeah.
Now we meet him earlier. He's annoyingly taking pictures of Harry all throughout the movie.
Yeah. I was like, who is this? What are you?
Yeah, they don't
talking
do a
about?
very
Okay.
good job of setting him up in the movie.
Yeah.
In the book, he's really, really annoying.
Yeah, he is.
And you get a little bit more of an impact.
He's like in one scene before.
In the
this.
what? What'd you just say?
It's important to the movie.
In the
I said
just
it
like
really
move
quick. Dumbledore confirms the Chamber of Secrets is real.
Yes.
Then we get Moaning Myrtle.
That's right.
So we meet her next,
Which is a good twist.
She's also it's important later. We get the Dueling Club. I thought that was pretty funny. It's important where Harry finds out he's a Parseltongue.
Yes, that's right.
So he's talking to snakes. People are really scared of him now
Uh-huh.
because he, in his mind, like in the first movie, you just hear him talk normally.
Yeah.
But in this movie, they make it a point to have him speak snake.
True.
But he doesn't know that. He's just speaking.
Yep.
Like in his brain, it's just normal talk. The snake that Malfoy kind of let out when he was dueling Harry was trying for Justin Finch-Fletchy. And
Wait, what?
that's the kid who got
Okay.
What did you just say?
Finch-Fletchy. Justin Finch-Fletchy.
Okay. The kid, the mudblood that he was trying to.
Yes. Yeah. So Harry was trying to talk the snake down from him. Turns out he's the next victim.
Yes.
Along with Nearly Headless Nick.
Which doesn't look good for Harry.
No. The people are
Nearly Headless Nick. I forgot about Nearly Headless Nick.
Yeah, people are starting to really think he is the heir.
Yep.
And so this is when he goes to Dumbledore's office.
Which is great.
Yeah, he meets Fox there.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
All the headmasters' pictures there.
Yep, they're pretty cool.
The Phoenix looks pretty good.
Yeah, and then so the Phoenix like burst into flames.
Yeah.
And Dumbledore comes in, he's like just nonchalant. Oh yeah, he's been looking ill for the past couple of days.
Yeah.
I've been wondering when they do that.
Yeah, and then he's reborn in the ashes.
If that really happened in front of you, how would you react?
I'd freak out. Yeah, exactly.
But for Dumbledore, it's like, oh,
yeah,
it happened.
Yeah.
This is when Harry starts to doubt that he's an actual Gryffindor, which What?
The Phoenix, when he's about to die, looked like Richard Harris in this movie.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
People on set were like wondering.
That's
I wonder when he's gonna do it.
That's what they CGI'd for the Phoenix was
God.
Richard Harris' face.
So,
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Do we want to Photoshop it?
Okay, good.
so the Harry doubting he was a Gryffindor is extended more in the books, but they do a
The what?
decent. It's extended more in the books.
Okay.
It's important.
in the written
Passages.
Yes,
the written
it's
passages
important
of this movie.
because it does come up in the movie, and I don't think they do a good job of.
No, they don't. They have a scene with it, don't they? Or is that the extended version?
They say it a couple of times,
Okay.
but he does. But it's more inner monologue in
Yeah.
the book. All right, so next they brew the polyjuice potion. They
Yeah.
become Crabbe and Goyle. Hermione doesn't go with them. They find out Malfoy is not the heir.
Surprising.
Yep, and then Hermione is stuck in the hospital wing because she got the hair of a cat,
That's right.
and it's pretty.
I forgot about
It's pretty good makeup.
It is pretty good makeup.
When they
How
show
long
her.
did it take her to put all that stuff on?
I don't know.
2 hours. I don't know.
Didn't say
The Grinch was 2 hours. I would say 2 hours.
probably. So then we.
I don't know if it was
And that was
necessary.
like a 30-second scene.
Was it necessary to have
of
that
her
scene?
in it. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Well, no, this shows. So it'll come up later.
Okay.
It was just like a humor type of thing.
Yeah.
Sort of. So, anyways, Harry finds the Tom Riddle's diary in the bathroom of Moaning Myrtle
Uh-huh.
because the bathroom was flooded. The diary takes him into basically the past memories,
Yeah.
and we find out that Hagrid was the one they thought opened the Chamber of Secrets with a monster called Aragog.
Yep.
And that's how he lost his magic and his wand.
Correct.
I had a question. So I always thought that Moaning Myrtle was played by Daniel Radcliffe because they look so similar to each other.
Because they both had black hair and glasses.
Wow.
No, they look
Okay.
facial structure. They look
She was
so
a
similar to each other.
37-year-old woman.
I was going to say that. She was like 40, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was like almost 40.
So
They look so similar. I want you to see a picture side by side.
Okay.
That they look so close to each other.
All right.
I just want to point that out.
Okay.
So Tom Riddle was keeping Hagrid safe.
Yep.
He was trying to back him up, but which is weird when you kind of think about it.
It is weird.
But so he gets expelled, and Harry goes back to normal.
Yeah.
Back to the world. The Quidditch match gets canceled next, and they find out Hermione, who had left the hospital wing that day, was petrified now.
Yep.
So everything's kind of getting moving
Ramping
fast. Yep, they're saying if there's one more attack, the school will close down.
Because of this, Hermione wasn't in what?
Last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Was it last 30 minutes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they go see.
It felt longer to me. I don't know why.
So they go try to talk to Hagrid about the Chamber of Secrets. Fudge and Dumbledore there. They take Hagrid away. It also turns out that Lucius Malfoy is the head of the governors for the school.
It's a great scene when Dumbledore is like,
However, you will find that help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it.
staring right at them underneath the cloak.
like he knows he's there.
Okay, he knows they're,
No, it's a really cool
And they
scene.
both,
Which he does know.
Yeah, he does.
Because he said he can. He said in the first book, like, "Oh, I don't need cloaks to be invisible, or I don't need any of that."
Is this based on a book?
I said in the first movie.
He said book.
You said book.
Well, I meant movie.
Okay.
It's in the first movie.
You just said book so many times.
I hate you.
I understand that you get used to saying it.
Okay.
I hate you. So Hagrid also helps him out
Yeah.
by saying, "Follow the spiders."
That's right.
So they go into the Forbidden Forest, which they call the Dark Forest for some reason. I don't know.
I don't know.
They meet Aragog, who is
That's
a
right.
giant spider.
Yep.
This is a big plot hole in my opinion, because when their spiders don't petrify people. So everybody's
so how would they
petrified,
have done
right?
it? Yeah.
Why would they think that the spider did it?
That's true. You think that somebody would figure that out?
Huge plot hole.
I think that I think it's weird that Hagrid or that point was even in the book. Like, there's no reason to really go see the spider. Literally after they leave, Ron says, "What was the point of that?"
Yeah. But I guess it's to prove his innocence.
It's to prove his innocence.
And then they get attacked. And then they get attacked.
They get attacked. That's right.
And so they leave there's a whole big chase scene. They leave the forest, and then there's another message in blood.
That's right.
And it talks about the message is a girl's been taken down to the chamber.
Yeah.
Turns out it was Ginny.
Ginny, yep.
Ginny Weasley, which she isn't really in any of the part of the movies either.
Yeah.
Which is another big issue with the movie, is that they don't really put that out because she's supposed to be acting really weird throughout the movie, so you kind of get the sense of it.
She's not in a lot of the movies.
No, they kind of wrote. No. They really cornered her, and they made her a terrible character by the end.
It's weird because it's so weird because I felt like Harry Potter ending up with her at the very end. Like I know that was supposed to happen, but it doesn't really show any type of story when it comes to Harry Potter and her ever in the movies.
No, the movies do a terrible job with their relationship because it seems a little more natural in the tomes.
Yeah,
you can definitely see how. Spoiler, how Ron and Hermione end up together. You can see just their relationship growing.
Yeah, it's true.
So Lockhart volunteers to go down to the chamber reluctantly. Well, Harry and Ron want to go with him. Turns out Lockhart's going to leave.
That's true. Yeah.
He doesn't know. They find out he is a big fake. Surprise.
My favorite line is all the lines that where he's his excuses of why he needs to leave.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so they take him by wand point to the chamber. Harry opens it with Parseltongue. So when they get down there, Lockhart steals Ron's wand, and he tries to do a memory charm.
That's right.
Because that's what he did to wipe the memory of all the people's stuff he stole.
Yeah.
It turns out, once again, Ron's broken wand comes into play because it backfires on Lockhart, and now he has no memory.
That's true.
This is okay. Never mind. This is my favorite scene.
Is it?
Because he's looking around. He's like
looking at.
Do you live here?
He's grabs a rock.
And Ron's like, no. Dungeon. Ron's like, no, and smacks him on the head. Oh, the backfiring of the spell separated Ron and Harry, so only Harry can now go into the chamber.
Convenient.
Yeah. So, the design of the chamber is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool chamber.
Is it just in this one, the last movie? Is that the only time you see this chamber?
Yes, it does come back in the last movie, because they have to go down there to get another basilisk thing.
That's right.
So we meet Riddle, who's actually been controlling Ginny from the book. He talks about how he's going to use basically use her life force to make himself new. And Harry's still confused. He's like, why would you do all that?
Yeah.
And so he has Harry's wand.
This is stupid.
He writes... You don't like this?
No, I like this part, but I mean, when he's literally holding his wand, he goes something give me my wand, Tom, and then he's still confused as to why Tom's a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy just crawled out of the shadows.
I think it's so stupid because literally Tom is just sitting there. Or just standing there, and Harry is just standing there or sitting there with him.
I think he's in shock.
It's for 5 minutes. You don't even think to
remember.
attack
Harry's
him.
not the brightest kid.
I know.
We have to remember that. And
he's the hero of the story.
He's in shock.
So stupid.
He's also in shock. Sure. Yes, it's kind of silly, but he never got any idea that Riddle was bad. And he was trying to act calm and cool.
Yeah.
And so Tom's like, no. I'm the one who framed Hagrid. I'm the one who opened the Chamber of Secrets.
Stupid boy, I have to explain this to you.
Yeah. And so he talked about how
he's rolling his eyes the whole time.
He controlled Ginny and made her do all this stuff, which would have made sense if they showed her acting weirder during the movie.
Yeah.
And then so he's like, how do you know about me? Voldemort was before your time. And he's like, I am Voldemort's past, present, and future. And he writes his names out in fire, which is pretty, just like in the books. It's pretty cool.
I remember reading it the first time, my mind just being blown.
And so he's writing, and in the books he writes it in fire too.
Yeah.
And he just waves his wand, and it's I am Lord Voldemort.
Yeah. Pretty great.
Oh, so cool.
So I have...
It's such a powerful spell. It's a freaking awesome spell.
It is.
And the way he got his name, you would never thought, whoa, he was sitting there right the whole time. Tom Marvolo Riddle.
So good. So I also have an I and am in my name, so I made my own. My name.
Is it like a site?
It's I am Zax Toperalph Jesterr. So, you're welcome. That's my Voldemort name.
That's when you become a wizard, a dark wizard.
Spell my name and I'll become I am Zax Toperalph Jesterr.
So,
it's such a scary name, dude. You can put fear into people's eyes.
Yeah.
The diary is actually a pretty big foreshadow for later on, because a lot of people were like, wait a minute, how do you have a memory? How do you leave a memory of himself? But it wasn't a memory.
It was a
Want to go ahead and talk about it? It's his soul.
It's part of his soul.
It's part of his soul.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a powerful spell. It's kind of crazy that you could do all that.
It's really cool.
So yeah, that's part of his soul. And Harry destroyed the first Horcrux without even knowing it.
Yep.
And it's really cool to go back and see that. So he fights the basilisk. Shorter in the books, he basically just gets the sword, goes through his mouth and brain, and gets bitten. Fox comes, Fox is already there. Fox comes over,
cries in it,
cries on his
the Phoenix.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, Dumbledore told me Fox tears have healing powers.
Convenient,
you know. So he's all good. Ginny's all good. They go back. And he destroys the diary.
He stabs it with a basilisk fang,
which is important for later on as well.
Yeah.
And blood spears out of it.
Ink blood.
That's right.
Inky blood. So Malfoy comes back.
Yep. You find out he gave Jenny the book.
Yeah. And then Harry tries to give the diary back to Malfoy.
Yep.
And he does, and he gives the diary back to Dobby.
Yep.
What's in there?
His sock.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Yep.
Dobby is free.
That's right. And then
No.
And then he, and then he gets freaks out. Okay, so here comes your point. Here comes the pressure. Do you know the fun fact about this scene?
The fun fact about it?
Yep.
Are you gonna stick to it? Are you gonna stick to it? Are you gonna stick to it?
I'm not gonna stick to it.
You're not gonna stick to it. You gotta stick to it.
I can't give him 0 points because you're saying that because you're losing.
I don't know.
No.
Okay,
no, that's true.
Jason Isaacs. Jason Isaacs did not read the book, right? And in the book, when they're explaining this, all they say is that Lucius pulls out his wand, is about to do a spell on Harry, but Dobby stops him. They don't say what the spell is. Lucius only knew one spell, and it was Avada Kedavra. So he was going to kill Harry because the actor only knew one spell, and they just kept that scene.
I was like, he's not doing, because I heard Ava. I'm like, there's no way he's doing Avada.
No, that's the only spell Jason.
What is it? What is it?
Avada Kedavra was the killing curse.
Oh yeah,
just they killed 12-year-olds
right in front of Dumbledore.
Right in front of Dumbledore. it's the only spell he knew, the actor. So that's why,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
he did a lot of
no points.
0 points.
No 0 points.
Okay.
And then everybody's happy. Hermione comes back. Oh, I do have a fun fact about the scene where Hermione's hugging Harry and then not Ron. So Emma Watson was actually embarrassed to hug both of them in front of everybody.
Oh, really?
So they're like 11 or 12 still.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's cute.
So she hugged Daniel Radcliffe. So they didn't embarrass her even more.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, okay, why don't you just pretend to hug him and then y'all just shake hands? That'd be perfect."
Oh, that's cool.
How awkward Ron is.
And it's sexual tension for later because it kind of hints at the fact.
Okay, they're like 12 here.
Later, it's foreshadowing.
It does hint at it. But you don't need to say sexual tension.
Well, that's what it is later.
All right, so John, final thoughts.
Again, when I saw it for the first time, it was one of my favorites. But there was only 4 out at the time. Yeah. I like this better than the first one. It brought out the characters a lot more, in my opinion. It also brought my favorite character on. I liked it. I liked it a lot. You get a point.
Woo! All right, well, don't need to feed me. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, so I liked it. It's my second least favorite still.
Better than you thought originally.
I think rewatching these, I think it's better than the first movie.
Yeah,
it is.
It is. Even though at the time I didn't used to think so, but I think it is.
It's better than you originally thought, definitely.
Yeah,
that's my
I agree.
I feel like they brought the characters out a lot more in this movie.
And like we didn't talk about, you talked about the book some, but it's really spot on with the book. Like it's almost like they don't really miss any plot points from the book.
From the what?
From the book.
From the book.
But you got that fun fact wrong. So I'm going to give you a point, but you know who is going to give you a point? I am Zach's Toperalph Jesterr will give you a point. So you get a point.
Chris's evil side. Watching this, guys, again, did you see anything that you didn't remember, like watching it? I don't know how long ago that you watched it, like the last time.
No.
I mean, I
watch all 8 movies every week,
kind of analyzing it like we did.
I watch these movies pretty often, so
yeah.
I wouldn't really say anything.
I have it constantly going in my house on loop.
Yeah.
Just all of them.
Yep.
Even when you sleep.
One after the other.
Okay.
I'll wake up and, I like that scene.
It's like you fall back to sleep.
This is a depressing life.
We're definitely going to do Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I really like that director, like Alfonso Cuarón or whatever his name is. The guy who
it'll be interesting when we do that season 3.
Who directed this one?
Chris Columbus.
Chris Columbus
He did
still.
the first 2. He was the guy who did like Home Alone and stuff like that.
Why did he stop?
He wanted to do stuff with his kids. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, we got a little trivia game here.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Justin's game.
So I give a couple of fun facts about one of the actors or actresses in the film.
Yep.
And you have to guess who it is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So today's question, and you want me to give me a multiple choice?
Yes.
Or you want just
multiple
straight-
choice?
Multiple
Yeah,
choice?
multiple choice. That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
So this actor person.
Uh-huh.
All right. So it could be an actor or actress based
Sure.
on many things. He or she.
Okay, sounds like
All
a
right.
he.
All right, damn it. All right, it's gonna be a he. That's hard.
He or she.
Okay, so
He or she. Good.
He was in 2 big movies based on Shakespeare. All right, so your choices,
Uh-huh.
all right, are Robbie Coltrane,
Who plays
Hagrid.
Okay.
You have Alan Rickman,
Okay.
who plays Snape, obviously,
Okay.
and then Kenneth Branagh, who plays Lockhart.
Oh, dang it. I was sure it was Dumbledore. Okay, and I gotta think about it. Yeah.
All right. I think it's
I know his last name.
I think it's what's the guy's name that plays Malfoy's dad?
Okay, that wasn't one of the choices.
Oh, I thought it was.
It was Robbie Coltrane,
Robbie Coltrane,
Alan Rickman,
Alan
or
Rickman,
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh. All right. Chris said Robbie Coltrane. John was correct.
Oh,
it was Kenneth Branagh. He was in Hamlet, and dang it, I forgot the other one off the top of my head. I don't know how I forgot. He was also in. I have it up here. He was in Henry V and Hamlet.
Okay, interesting.
Henry V and Hamlet. So he played both title characters. He was Hamlet, and he was Henry V.
Huh.
He just looks like a guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess now that I think about it, it probably wasn't. Would it be Hagrid? It'd probably be that. But
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies. He's a big director. He directed Thor, I believe.
did he?
I think so.
He directed Thor?
I'm pretty sure he
That's
did.
interesting. So next week is Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, if you're not listening in America. For that, we were going to watch a Thanksgiving-themed movie, which I think is one of the only few Thanksgiving-themed movies.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies growing up. We'll talk about it a little more next week about my attachment to it. But it's Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. Yeah, a little bit older than our usual stuff, but I watched it when I was little.
Yeah, it was 87.
Which I'm like, who let you watch this movie when you were little?
Oh, well, I have stories about that too. But we'll get into it. You've never seen this before, right, John?
No,
you
I haven't.
You haven't seen this before?
I know it. Steve Martin's in it, right?
Steve Martin and John Candy.
John Candy.
Yeah.
John Candy
I
died.
love Steve Martin.
Yeah.
John Candy died?
He did die. He died in the early 90s.
Okay, what did he
Yeah.
die from?
Heart attack. He was fat.
He's a big boy.
He
was a
was
big boy.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so we'll get into that next week. I'm really
Yeah.
excited about watching it with you guys. I watch it every year, but I'm excited to watch it with you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. I heard it's funny.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it.
It's very different for sure.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
So you guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Another Man's Pod. You can also find us anywhere that you can listen to your favorite podcasts. Just give examples when it comes to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like our main ones that we're trying to hit. If you would like to rate us on Apple Podcasts,
If you have any kind of like any kind of pointers or anything, or you want us to watch something, you can also email us at gmail.com. That's where you said, right?
it's anothermanspod at
Yeah.
gmail.com. Yeah.
If you want to support the show, you can support us at patreon.com. Also listen to Gen X Grown Ups podcast. You heard their promo again at the beginning of this one. So
Also, if you want to follow us on like any of those platforms when it comes to the apps, please do. It helps other people find us.
John does a good job of putting up pictures, some funny pictures from the 90s. I'll make you reminisce. They're always a good time. So if you guys want to follow that, it'll take you back for sure.
I post most of my things on Instagram, so it helps just kind of get the nostalgia stuff out there.
Yep.
We also would like to just thank everyone for for following us and listening to us. We really appreciate it. We've grown a lot in the past couple of months, and it's awesome.
We had a really good time
appreciate everything.
Yeah.
We really have a good time just putting all this together. We also have a YouTube if you want to go listen to us on YouTube.
Yeah,
do that as
check it out. We put up a video on Sunday of the Pokemon Yellow gameplay, and I really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun naming everything, which you can check out. Okay. All right. Well, that was great. We'll see you next week with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and thank you all for listening.
Peace.